Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from about to be rainy Costa Rica. Today's topic is going to be the things the narcissist says to you. Think about that for a minute. If you like the content, please subscribe. So many times throughout the narcissistic relationship, and perhaps even post-relationship, if you haven't gone no contact yet, you're going to hear things like this, like, how did you get this far in life? Who made you the king or the queen? Why do you think you're so smart? You'll never amount to anything. You're a nobody. You're nothing without me. The list goes on and on. See, what happens is the narcissist many times is putting you down. Now, in the beginning of the relationship, they will do this subtly and insidiously. So there will be small digs at you, and you will be questioning yourself, saying like, was that just a backhanded, like, did they just give a dig at me? And then you're like, no, they couldn't have done that. This is a good person. They have my best interest at heart. Or maybe you're in love with them. Maybe you married them. Maybe it's your brother, sister, whomever, neighbor, coworker. But as these red flags start to mount up, and the digs or the pokes at you, basically the put downs, they become more and more prevalent, and they become more and more pronounced. In other words, in the very beginning, just like in a narcissistic relationship, remember, the narcissist wears a mask. They're trying to manipulate you and trick you and trap you. They are a wolf in sheep's clothing, if you will. And it's the same thing with the way they speak to you. Now, in the beginning, in the euphoric/love bomb stage, or when you first meet the narcissist, they will be portraying themselves to be a nice, kind, loving individual many times, or at least a person who cares about you. As the relationship develops and you enter the devaluation stage / the narcissistic fog, that's when these digs become more and more pronounced, and you're getting zero respect, and the narcissist is hammering you. And what you are doing is you're again spinning on that hamster wheel, looking to get back to the euphoric/love bomb stage, because you believe that this person is in fact a good individual, which we know now that they are not. And most likely back then you didn't even know what narcissism was. So all of these things, if you couple them together, it's the perfect storm for the narcissist to manipulate unsuspecting individuals, which certainly was you if you've made it this far in the video. My hope is you're out of the relationship and or are ending it right now and gone no contact, blocking, deleted, removing all flying monkeys from the narcissist and anybody associated with them. But having said that, the narcissist will say so many things to you, like, who taught you to do that? You're doing it wrong. I can do better. So-and-so says that you're this or that, or that, which is triangulation many times. See, the narcissist is always trying to put you down because they want to put themselves high up on the pedestal, and they want you looking for their recognition, looking for their, they want you to ask, basically, for their approval. That's why so many times, and I'm staying on track here, but that's why so many times, if you're in a romantic relationship with the narcissist, say it's your spouse, you will go to the store with a list of A, B, C, all the way through Z, and you'll come back with everything times 2, meaning you'll cover every base, but it's still not good enough, because there's still things that you didn't get on the list that you were allegedly had to know about, when in fact you didn't know about it because you checked the list 2 or 3 times to make sure you didn't have to go back to the store again. But guess what? Narcissist is the narcissist, so they have to manipulate and ruin your day and take your time. But all these things, the narcissist will insidiously say things to you, and the further along the relationship goes, the more harmful and hurtful these messages come out of their mouths. Like, examples, your mother said, I should have never married you, or, you know, I could have done so much better than you, or I stayed with you because I felt sorry for you. Things like that. These are hurtful things when you hear them over and over again. And certainly when you're in the relationship and you don't have a support system, which means most likely you were isolated because you didn't have anyone to turn to, and you didn't even know what narcissism was. That's why you stayed in the relationship so long. That's one of the reasons. And the narcissists knew this. Excuse me, they knew this. They also knew that you would continue to work for them, so they could continue to manipulate you, continue to punish you, and continue to extract your resources from you for the whole length of the relationship, until that one magic moment when perhaps a friend or family member said, you know, I think this person you're with, or your boss or your neighbor, is perhaps a narcissist, or certainly a toxic individual. And then you found channels like mine and many others. And again, thank you very much for being here, and you got your first light bulb moment. This is beautiful. This is exactly what you must do. When you get the education and you go down the rabbit hole on narcissistic abuse, and you understand that it impacted you for a period of time, and certainly post-narcissistic relationship, you have to do a mountain of work to put into yourself, to heal, to learn, to grow, to understand, and to become awakened and aware. But the narcissist, the things the narcissist says to you, how about this one? They gaslight you. So they'll tell you, pretend you went on a trip to Maui last year for 2 weeks. You had a great time. And then you came back, or you had an okay time, sorry, it was with a narcissist, so it was probably not the best. But then you came back and they're telling you, yes, we had the most fantastic time. It was perfect weather. It was nothing but puppies and rainbows. It was amazing. And you're thinking, that's not the trip I had. The trip I had, you would wake up super early, disappear, come back around breakfast, come back around lunchtime. Then you would claim that you had to be on your cell phone for 3 hours. Then I would be alone again for lunch. Then come evening, we'd have plans for dinner. You would change those plans, and then I would be eating alone, and you would be out gallivanting around the island getting new sources of supply. Insert any location on the planet, but I'm certain you experienced vacations like that. Play that again. Point is they were gaslighting you, making you believe that you had a great vacation when in fact you didn't. This is what they do. And what they do also is the longer the relationship goes on, remember, the less stable it becomes. The house of cards can only stand so much weight, which in this case is so much abuse and manipulation and extraction of your resources. The narcissist knows this. You didn't. So example, let's say you were in a relationship 5 years, 6 years, 10 years. Each and every day that relationship went on, whether it's a business, sibling meaning like maybe you reconnected with the narcissist who was your sibling, and you realized again that they're not going to change, so you closed all doors of communication with them. But the point is, every day that the relationship goes on longer, the more you are being abused verbally, spiritually, mentally, intellectually, financially, emotionally, every way possible. But the more cumbersome the mask becomes of the narcissist, which is why many times they flat out don't respect you. You see, in the beginning, when, let's say it's a romantic interest, when you met them in the beginning, remember, they wore the mask and you had a love bomb / euphoric stage, and you're like, wow, this person's amazing. How come they're single? Yes, they've been divorced 2 or 3 times, but they're still single. This is amazing. Well, we didn't pay attention to red flags back then, did we? No, we're going to do it now, though, aren't we? Yes, we are. Having said that, once the narcissist, using that example, had their dirty fangs engulfed in you, and they knew that you were attached onto them, of course, they weren't attached to you because they can't love and they have no empathy, then you were the fuel source. Specifically, if that wedding ring was slipped on your finger, that was just a license for them to abuse you. It's exactly what it was, because notice the longer the relationship went on, because the less respect you got, the more you became devalued, the more you were working for the betterment of the narcissist to the detriment of yourself. This is exactly how it works. And the further it goes on, the more pokes the narcissist throws at you, meaning you need to lose weight. Are you sure you're going to wear those clothes? Your hair needs to get, you should do something with your hair. Or, I'm not so sure that you should attend this event because, you're not really feeling that good, or you're really not in a good mood. All these digs that they throw at you and all these manipulating techniques with their words, it's all meant to add up to the ultimate discard, or you finally standing up for yourself, and perhaps you experienced reactive abuse, which is a whole different thing. But the point is, this relationship you were in, it was going to end one of 3 ways. One, you were going to end it yourself because you got the education. You said, I'm not going to take this any longer, and you removed yourself from the relationship. Excuse me. 2, you were discarded. And if that happened, my heart goes out to you so many ways. Or 3, you stay in the relationship and you are living in the narcissistic fog. And there are many lifetime people that are like this. And yes, I do mean neighbors, romantic interests at one time, which now they just become roommates, and the relationship has all but withered away because the individual, which most likely is you, if you're watching the channel right now, you want nothing to do with the narcissist, but they won't divorce you, or they're dragging things out. In the last bunch of years, you weren't intimate, let's say. You were sleeping in different bedrooms. I could go on and on and on about that. Maybe I'll create a video or series on that. But the point is, this is when the mask slips, and this is when the narcissist flat out just tells you, things like this, like, I can do whatever I want to you. You're not going anywhere. I own you. You still love me. I control you. You'll never do better than without me. Things like that. That's what they will say. And again, when you're isolated and you have no one to turn to, you begin to believe these insidious remarks because you don't know what narcissism is, and you don't have a support system, most likely. So guys, I'm going to close the video in a minute. I just want to let you know that so many things the narcissist says, virtually everything, there's a purpose to it, and you need to read between the lines. Now, I'm not saying every time you talk with a narcissist, like, oh, what'd they say? What should I do? What should I write? No, I'm saying that if you really go back in time from the inception of your relationship up until the ending of it, or if you're trying to get out of it now, the narcissist is always speaking in cryptic tongue, and they're always trying to manipulate you, and they're giving digs at you, which means they're trying to harm you. The verbal abuse that you endure in a narcissistic relationship, specifically when you're being devalued, it's unlike anything, and nobody should be in this kind of relationship for 1 minute, let alone years. And the narcissist, they can't help themselves at this point because the mask has slipped. Most likely they do have other sources of supply lined up in front of you or behind your back, but more importantly, they don't care. And they want to diminish you and invalidate you more and more, and they want to crush you. That's exactly what they want to do. So guys, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it. From beautiful Costa Rica, this is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon. Stay true, stay blessed. Continue to become awakened and aware, and understand you deserve so much better. If you were in the relationship, my hope is you're out. If you're looking to get out, my hope is you're making progress. If you are out, God bless you. Continue to move forward. And my hope is you've gone no contact, blocked, deleted, removed all flying monkeys and people associated with the narcissist. That is what you must do. You must protect yourself and insulate yourself. If not now, when? So guys, enjoy your afternoon. I'll talk to you no matter where you are on the planet. You are not alone. I love you. Have a great afternoon. And remember, focus on yourself. Do not tolerate verbal abuse from anybody. There's no place on this planet for it. Anyone who's verbally abusing another individual, they're basically speaking about themselves, and it's vile. It's disgusting. They have real issues. I'm not saying everyone who does this is a narcissist. I'm saying anyone that rolls out verbal abuse to another, that's not right. It's not healthy. It's toxic, and you should not listen to one word of it. So, example before I go, if someone is verbally abusing you on the cell phone or on the phone, don't sit there and take it. Either hang right up or say, excuse me, I'm not going to tolerate this, click. But don't explain yourself. Just don't listen to it, because the more you listen to the toxicity of a narcissist or a toxic individual, the more it will affect you. I can promise you it will. That's why you need to have abundance and beauty and goodness in your life, and X out, remove the narcissist. God bless you. I'll talk to you tomorrow. All right, bye-bye.